Hi, I'm Gary Rowett, and you're listening to the world famous Achtung Millwall.
Hello listeners, welcome to Achtung Extra. We've got so much content for you. I'm doing it as a split show, and joining me now to talk about that tremendous super win on Saturday is show regular Graham Payne. Welcome to the show, Graham.
Hello Nick, pleased to be on.
Wonderful win, 2-0 win, opening day fixture. Good full house in the Den, Graham. Not much to dislike about the day, really, was there? I thought it was a cracking day.
It was. You know, I like you. I can't do pre-season. I don't go. No. I saw one game. I saw the Crystal Palace game on a stream, and that was just end-to-end stuff. We score, you score, but I didn't see none of the others. I was a little bit concerned about the same old lack of creativity. But I mean, on Saturday when they lined up, I was surprised how small Shackleton and Honeyman are.
He's like a Jody Morris with more skill.
Yeah, that's got it in one, isn't it? Yeah, Jody Morris with more skill. I like that one.
Better. A lot better. Yeah, I mean, I was a bit concerned. I mean, like us all, when I got to the stadium, no Sean Hutchinson. It turned out he was injured. I wondered what. We don't need more soap operas going on at the Den, with obviously Danny McNamara on the bench, which I think we could probably all work out was related to his ongoing contract conversations, discussions, whatever you want to call it. And also Zian Fleming on the bench. I think there are a lot of people were looking forward to getting a glimpse of our record signing. So there's a slight sense of, I don't know what, it wasn't for me, it wasn't disappointment, but I did wonder what we were going to get. But we were magnificent. I mean, we really contained a Stoke side that I thought were very disappointing, Graham. I thought I saw nothing out of them at all. No,
nothing at all. I mean, when I saw him line up, and I thought he was playing, Dwight Gale was playing. Yeah, he's someone who supposedly we were interested in, but I don't think he had a sniff.
He was anonymous.
The only threat they had was the one shot, which Bart. I don't know if that ball was over the line, what I've seen on the TV, but I think they've got that watch, where it tells
I was going to say, it couldn't have crossed the line. I mean, that was one of the talking points. I just thought I'd make a note of some things to talk to you about. And obviously one of the first things is Bart's ability to make a genius out of his own error. I mean, it's almost Boris Johnsonian, isn't it? You make a screw up and somehow turn it into something brilliant. To keep that ball off the line, it didn't cross the line because they have a chip, I think, in the ball. So if it crosses the line, a goal gets it. The referee has on a watch. So
on a watch,
couldn't have crossed the line, but how? I don't know. I mean, obviously he spilled a shot, stinging kind of shot, wasn't it, from just outside the tee, which he managed to make a mess of, but then showed his genius in keeping it out of the goal. Strange combination. But I mean, apart from that, which was self-inflicted error, Graham, they didn't really show me much, Stoke.
No. The big centre-half, Flint scored against us a few times for Cardiff and Bristol City,
So there's nothing really. I mean, I was speaking to the boys in the other show. I mean, I didn't know whether that was Millwall's ability to kill the game from the opponent's point of view, or whether it was just they were very, very average. I'd like to think that we actually did a good job in midfield, because one of the points I wanted to raise with you was how good our midfield was on Saturday. A lot of talk in the pre-season of this desire to Gary Rowett's desire to press higher up the pitch, and we really did that Saturday. I thought that was Honeyman, Shackleton, who I like the look of. You mentioned him already, and also, but Billy Mitchell, I think, deserves a bit of praise.
Definitely, I think he pushed Cresswell for man of the match in my eyes, Billy Mitchell, because I wasn't sure about whether he should. When I was, you have a thing in your head what team you want to start. I wasn't sure about him, but no, he played very well Saturday, Billy Mitchell. He seemed to get more forward than all. I thought he wasn't.
Yeah, which we're not used to. No.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
and it was good to see. Tough tackling midfield. I do like the look of this George Honeyman Graham. I think, everyone's tipping him to be player of the season already. If he keeps on doing what he did Saturday, he'll be a shoo-in for it, because he looks like a Millwall player, proper Millwall player, in my opinion.
Yeah, he does. But where do you think, if Fleming comes in, I should imagine Fleming will play the 10 role. Where would Hardiman just drop back into the centre of midfield?
That's a good question. That's I suppose, whatever big bucks we pay Gary Rowett, that's going to be his call. I don't know, because I wouldn't change that team for next Saturday, the away trip to Sheffield United. I think I was watching an interview with Gary Rowett on the recast. He said expect a rotation of players at Cambridge, which I think any thinking Millwall fan would want to see. That, I mean, you want to basically see that side probably start up there at Bramall Lane with a rotation tomorrow night at Cambridge in the Caribou Cup. But I don't know. I mean, it was interesting to see a sight of Fleming. He looks like a big, strong boy.
He does.
He went into a shoulder challenge. Yeah. And an intelligent pass. So there was a ball he made out, I think it was wide, left from a central position, where you could see, the imagination of the boy. I think he's just got to get used to English football, the pace and power.
And the championship, which is, 100 miles an hour at the best of time. But maybe he will play up front he's talking about this game tomorrow night at Cambridge, that Fleming and Bennett and Saville were all going to play tomorrow night. So
you'd expect them to, wouldn't you? Yeah. Playing at Cambridge. Big chance for them to make a mark. I mean, these are all great dilemmas for a manager to have thrust upon him. Better that than, the kind of the situation we had at times last season, where, the choices available to us were very, very limited. I must admit, I was struck by the strength of the bench on Saturday. We're bringing in Mason Bennett, bringing in Jill Saville and Fleming. That's a bit different, isn't it? It feels like a different mood at the Den at the moment, Graham.
Yeah, it does. And you've also, unfortunately, he doesn't seem to be getting a look in it. You've got Tyler Bury as well on that bench. I just hope he doesn't send him out on loan. I do. I think we need to keep him in and around the squad, just to give him something different,
Injuries are going to take the toll. I mean, that's going to be really where the season, any club's season that succeeds or fails, is particularly us, because our squad isn't that big. We've all spoken about players like Isaac Alofi, Tyler, Topolo. They weren't in the squad on Saturday, but they surely will get their chances when knocks and injuries start to take their measure out of the team. And on that subject, I suppose, we'll mention it with Ryan and Michael already today, but the whole Danny Mac saga, I'd love for that to be put to rest one way or the other, Graham. I think it's becoming a bit of a headache, isn't it?
It's becoming a bit of a soap opera, isn't it? And, he's obviously, Rowett has now decided you either sign or you go, I think. With that move on Saturday to put him on the bench and to come out in the press and say his mind's not on it.
Yeah.
I think one way or the other, I think this is going to be sorted by the end of this transfer window, I would have thought.
It needs to be. I think there was a message in Ryan Leonard playing in the wing-back role, the right-sided wing-back role that Danny would normally occupy. I believe, and I don't know enough about Shackleton, but I believe he can play out there. And I suppose you could even maybe put Billy out there if you had to. I don't know. I suppose it's that sense that you want to tell the player there he's not the be-all and end-all, that there are other options. At the same time, I don't know how you feel, Graham, but I don't blame a player for wanting to get the best contract he can possibly get. Whether that's he's got a brief window in his life that he can get this kind of money, and he's going to have to take it, isn't he? With us or somewhere else.
More is on him because he's a Millwall fan, and people just think he's a Millwall fan. He'll sign for whatever they offer him. But he obviously his agent's in his ear as well. But then I heard a story that his agent is the same agent as Murray Wallace. I think Neil said it to you. If that's the case, Murray Wallace is just re-signed, isn't he? So I don't know.
I suppose it's. I mean, I was going to say he's a young guy, and he is a young guy in life terms. He's 23, but he's also coming to a kind of a crossroads point of your career, because you're either making it now at this 23 going towards 24, because the footballer's life is comparatively short. You're either making it or you're not. and I suppose he wants to see how far he can go. I don't blame him, far from it. But I think from the Millwall perspective, which is where we speak from, Graham, it just needs sorting one way or the other. It needs to either, if they're not going to raise the offer, then, and that was my impression of that move on Saturday and the interviews, it's take it or leave it type of thing, isn't it? I'd love to see him stay. I think he's an asset to our side. He's a Millwall fan. His family are Millwall, and no one wants to see him move on. But at a certain point, it becomes out of Millwall's ability to control. Just going back to the defence, I mean, obviously we haven't really mentioned the star of the show on Saturday, Charlie Cresswell. I was trying to think, and mate, this is not a video production, listeners. So I'm looking at Graham. He goes back nearly as far as I do. He might make out he don't, but he does.
Yeah, I do.
So he goes back a long way, and I was trying to think of many, if any, debut performances on a par with Charlie Cresswell. 2 goals, defensively sound. Looks like he's been in the side for a young guy. Been in the side for a long time. Off the top of my head, I can't think of many, if any. The one that leapt into my mind was Phil Walker, going back all those years to the 75. But that was some debut, wasn't it, from Cresswell?
It certainly was. I mean, I think reading between the lines, I don't think he was going to play. I think if Hudson got injured on the Friday, he was going to be on the bench. And, to come in, and what I also liked, as well as the goals, he got booked in the first half. But he carried on just playing, normally. And it makes you wonder how, I imagine, it makes you wonder how Leeds let him go out on loan, to be honest.
They must be awash with top quality defenders.
I don't think they are. We shall see in the coming months. But yeah, I mean, everything you read online, a lot of their fans are saying the same thing. Why have we let him go? I mean, it's crazy.
I hope they don't have a recall option on him. If it's for the season, it should be for the season. Fingers crossed on that. I'm just looking at the notes. I mean, you can see he's listed as England under 21 international. You can see the quality. I thought you could see the quality on Saturday of him. And there was a post-match interview. I don't know if you saw it on Recast. He looked absolutely wired and buzzed in the post-match interview. He said he couldn't speak. He had no words. And it must be some experience for him, mustn't it, to come into what was a cauldron. I mean, it was a great atmosphere on Saturday.
It was.
And to come into that as as your opening, your debut for a new club, and to hit two good finishes.
It's funny because the first one we thought was where we were sitting in block 46. We thought it was an own goal. It was only when we, because it went bullet right in, didn't we? We said it was at the centre, but then they showed the replay. But it was a great header, wasn't it?
Well, it's funny because it's funny how things hit you in real time. And I'm up there in the corner by Mr. Bye for now. And I thought he placed the header in real time. I thought he placed it almost delicately, with some care and attention. When you see the replay, he's actually caught it with a full-blooded proper header. And in real time, I don't know, I just didn't get a sense of that. But the finish for the second one was, I think they said on the club side, that was a striker's finish. That was really, really nicely put away.
That was a shame, and all, because I don't know if you've seen that back. Bradshaw's goal shouldn't have been disallowed. There was nothing.
Well, that was one of the. I got a voicemail. In actual fact, we'll play out today with our 2 voicemails, and that was one of Angelo's voicemails, and he was quite forcefully saying that it was a goal. I couldn't see anything wrong with it in real time, but I am right down the other end of the pitch from that angle.
So am I, in respect.
I couldn't tell you if there was some misdemeanor offside. I don't know, but that's just one of those refereeing decisions that we've all got to get used to. Again, you forget after the course of the summertime that's how it is at the Den, isn't it? Top of the league, Graham. Top of the league, mate. And Cresswell's leading goal scorer in the division at the moment.
I think Harry got it wrong. It's 20 goals from Cresswell, not Bradshaw.
Well, he should have had one on Saturday. I think you're right. Just looking at the news at Den here. No, the London News Online. Sorry, they called it a screamer that was taken away by the assistant ref's flag. So whether that means offside or something, I don't know. But I haven't seen it properly since. So yeah, at the top of the league, 45 games to go. It feels like a really good start for the Lions on Saturday. I mean, you know, arriving there Saturday, you at the start of each season, you have a blank slate in front of you. But I must admit, I left the ground, you know, really feeling very confident that we're going to get somewhere this season, Graham.
Yeah, it's just I think the big thing this is the away form. The home form, the home form. I mean, it's been fantastic for a long while now. And if they can, you know, pick up some more points away from home, then surely we'll be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, I mean, it was a home form that kept us so well placed up until the last games of the season. And you know, going by Saturday, I mean, it was a good crowd, 15,000, and in fine voice. We need that much more often over the course of the season. We need to fill the den, as the cliche has it. And I think that will be a fortress. But it's going to turn on how well we travel to places like Sheffield on Saturday.
Yeah.
Would you keep the same team, presuming that there's no midweek injuries?
Don't
change a winning side for you, Graham?
No, not.
I would keep the same. I'd start the same. You know, after that performance on Saturday, which means that probably Hutchinson will sit on the bench, presuming he's fit again. He may start tomorrow, but I would certainly keep that same starting 11, which looked so good on Saturday. Who's your man of the match? I mean, I can think of an obvious candidate.
You're going to give it a Cresswell, but as I said to you a bit earlier, I think Billy Mitchell is worth a mention and all, because I thought he had a very good game. And
I think,
you know.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, I mean, you can go through the whole team. Bart didn't have much else to do apart from that error stroke miracle that he produced. But I think I agree. I think you can't really go many places other than Charlie Cresswell, 2 goals and, you know, a defensive performance on that level. But Billy, I was just really impressed with Billy. He looks like he's got a strength and I don't know, a drive to him that wasn't as apparent last season. I don't know. But it's tremendous performance. Looking forward to, we'll see how we get on tomorrow in the Caribou Cup. I think we can do without a cup run somehow, Graham, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I think it's just an hindrance at times, isn't it, the cup games? I find it strange, we're the only ones playing tomorrow night. No one else is playing.
We've brought it forward.
We have we? Oh,
yeah,
right.
I think for some, and I can only imagine it's because we're going to travel to Sheffield on the Saturday. I think they brought it forward by 7 days because, as you say, the rest of the programme is on the Tuesday, the 9th. I can only imagine it's to take away some of the, travelling to Cambridge from a London game on the Saturday. Maybe it's just easier, I guess, rather than Sheffield and back and then Cambridge and back. So. Yeah, so we've got that tomorrow night, and then we all will be viewing the game somehow, legally, illegally, next Saturday, and that's going to be a big test, I think. I think if we play like we did Saturday, we'll do well up there.
Yeah, I think they're playing tonight, Sheffield United. I think they're playing at Watford.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how they get on. Huge thank you to Graham for joining the show. Thank you, mate. Taking time out your day. We'll play out with the 2 voicemails that we've received from Angelo. Big thank you, Angelo, and also from John Rankin. And do if you want to send me a voicemail, listeners, do contact me on Twitter or email me achtung.millwall@gmail.com. Yeah, I'll stick the email address in the show notes. And if you want to send me an email, I'll send you my mobile phone number. I don't want to stick it online because you get all sorts of weird and wonderful people try and get hold of you that way. Till the next show on Friday, Arrivederci Mill. Thank you, Graham.
Cheers, Nick.
Achtung, Millwall.
Hi, Nick. It's Angelo here. Just a quick few words about yesterday's game, mate. Obviously, great day, great atmosphere, great start. We looked in control the whole day. Just a couple of special mentions, obviously, to the young kid Cresswell. Fantastic debut. Shackleton looked busy. But my 2 outstanding players were Billy Mitchell. I thought was just like snapping at everyone in midfield. And I've never been his biggest fan, but I was so impressed with Bradshaw yesterday. He looks stronger. He looks faster. It's a disgrace the goal being disallowed. I've watched it back so many times this morning, and I can't see anything wrong with that goal whatsoever. But yeah, Bradshaw really, really impressed me. Yeah, if we can add a few goals, if he can keep performance like that, and add some goals to it, I've got some high hopes for him this season. Yeah, it was great, mate, really great. And the strength coming off the bench, mate. When you think about it, we brought on Bennett, Saville and Fleming. It's just, yeah, it's brilliant, mate. But yeah, great day, great start, and it's buzzed us all up, innit? But yeah, great day. All right, thanks a lot, Nick. Come on, you Lions.
Hi, Nick. John Rankin here, just ringing in with a quick match report. I'm sure loads of people will be calling in as well. Superlative performance from Millwall. They came out in the first half with energy, intensity, commitment, everything you'd want, really. Standout performances for me, George Honeyman. He was absolutely everywhere, winning the ball back, passing the ball through. Every sort of episode in the middle of the park he was involved in. Also, he was complemented beautifully by Billy Mitchell and Jamie Shackleton, which is an interesting change, really, a slight tweak on the formation as far as my untrained eye can see. It appears we've gone from a 5-2-3 to a 5-3-2 with three midfielders, one of which is kind of a box-to-box roaming creative type in the form of George Honeyman for the first 75 minutes and then Zian Fleming for the final 15. Fleming made some good contributions, as did everyone. Man of the match, Cresswell, absolutely consummate in defence, and two superb goals. A great performance, bearing in mind we were playing against 13 men in the form of Stoke's 11 players and the referee and linesman. Absolutely diabolical decisions from Keith Stroud and whoever the muppet was running the line. Perfectly good goal by Tom Bradshaw. Should have been 3-0. Great performance. Great day. Start as you mean to go on. Come on, you Lions.
Achtung, Millwall.
No One Likes Us Clothing is the clothing range designed by Millwall fans for Millwall fans. Caps, t-shirts, polos, they've got it all. Visit noonelikesus.co.uk for the full range. Or if you're in Bermondsey on a match day, why not have a pint in the Blue Anchor pub and pick up a Nolu polo shirt, Nolu clothing at www.noonelikesus.co.uk.